Notts County Talk, I'm joined by Matt. It's finished. Notts County won, Sutton United won. A £10 game for adults. Was it worth £10?
Well, maybe if you were being paid £10 to watch it. I'm not sure about giving away £10. I mean, to be fair, you could just copy and paste the last time I had a video. I think we drew to Boreham Wood that night. Yeah. It's just really boring. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it was poor again. There's been no change as far as I'm concerned. It's probably been a few weeks now since people started getting a bit concerned about form and a bit concerned about where Notts were going for the rest of the season. And you kind of expected a reaction. You kind of expected a change. Maybe not for the better. Maybe it'd be a change of formation and things don't work and you reverse it. But nothing's changed. I think it's the same team that was a couple of weeks ago that we criticised, or I criticised. And it's pretty much the same tactics. It's all a bit confusing. I'm not too sure why nothing is being tried slightly differently. I mean, to be fair, we changed formation a bit at the end of the game, but about it.
It started off first 15, 20 minutes was quite good. Obviously, people weren't happy with the team, or a few weren't happy with the team selection again, and they came out and it looked justified. But as soon as the goal was gone in, the whole rest of the game, Notts were dead, weren't they? Like the goals killed us off.
It depends what you justify as good, to be fair. The thing is, we're now justifying good as 6 out of 10. Because that was 6 out of 10. That even like the good bits of that game were 6 out of 10. You've got to remember that it's now December. It's now mid-December. People keep saying, look where we were in pre-season. I completely agree.
Yeah. Okay?
Completely agree. We've come a long way since pre-season. But let's not forget, that was July. That was half a year ago. August. We'll say August. 4 or 5 months ago now. There's no longer excuses. We cannot no longer blame it on the fact that this team has recently come together, because it hasn't. And if things were slowly getting better, we started poorly and we were getting better, and we were in the same position, people would be saying, look how far we've come. Look how we've improved from where we were. But it's not. It's almost the opposite. And I'm not going to say we started really well, because we didn't. We started probably what a team of our budget and should have started like.
Yeah.
And things have just tailed off. And I'm not going to appease those who would say it's doom and gloom merchant, because it's not. It's reality. And if you want to pretend that today was good enough, it isn't. You're playing a team who's, for large parts of that game, was in the relegation zone in non-league football, a league with teams that aren't even professional, some of them, and people are trying to justify it. It's acceptable. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not.
So for you, is it formation and tactics? Is it got to be a change for you? Because every
something
week
needs to change.
It's the same thing every week.
I'm not going to stand here and call for the manager's head, but something needs to change. You cannot keep trying the same thing week in, week out and expecting it to change, because it's not going to. It's not going to. It's certainly not going to change in a rush. You just look at that team today, and you do look at the performance, and it's just so uninspiring. There was talks of people, scouts here to see Enzio today. I mean, they're certainly not going to be coming back.
No,
he's
exactly.
meant to be our best player.
It's like you look at it though, don't you? And teams now know, like when they're preparing for a game against Notts, teams know, right, we know they're going to play with Enzio on the right. We know the midfield too. We know what the fullbacks are going to be like. And then they don't even have to work out the subs.
This is exactly what I'm on about. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I don't care if things are going well. You still need to be constantly evolving.
Keep it
as
fresh,
a team.
don't you? Keep it fresh.
You need to be changing the game, because otherwise people work you out. We look at all the great teams. You look at the Barcelonas of early 2010s. Look at the Man Cities of a few years ago. It's getting to the stage where people are, well, in Man City's case, they're starting to work them out.
Yeah.
And no part of me is comparing them to them. But people are working out our tactics, and we're not evolving. It's the same thing every week, and people now know you play a high press, and you'll have us. We'll sit deep, and things aren't looking great.
It's Chesterfield next week, isn't it? In the cup.
In the cup, yes.
What has to happen? What does the lineup have to be for you?
For me, it's a competition I don't care about.
So
I would be very surprised if you're not lining up with 7 or 8 changes.
What if there's no changes? Because this is a reality.
Oh God. I mean, if there's no changes, I'm not sure what we're taking serious. If we're taking the FA Trophy serious, then okay, I wouldn't mind a trip to Wembley, but...
Yeah, but there's no changes taking it seriously. It's not working, you just told me it's not working.
Something needs to change. Prioritising the FA Trophy is not that thing. To be fair, if we were going to play the same team next week and that resulted in a change of team the week after, fine.
Well, Mark, cheers for joining us.
Thank you.